So I'm going to give you a brief history on me and transparency and merit. Perhaps a little bit about me more than transparency and merit. But I'm going to start when I met my business partner, Joe. We met through a mutual acquaintance, friend, and the guy who was our acquaintance friend thought I was funny and really interesting, and he decided to shoot videos of me. And I guess it was after my mother passed away, I said, you know what? I think this guy is pretty interesting. I'd like to get with him and do stuff with him and call myself Mr. Midnight Movie. My father had a film festival called the Backlot Film Festival, and there were a lot of things that went wrong with that. But my father eventually passed away along with my mother, and I thought of this thing, the Organization of Transparency and Merit. First it was Mr. Midnight Movie, and then I just said transparency and merit. How much transparency does an organization have? And then you have to decide how much merit it has. As for myself, I've always been a movie fan, and my movie tastes have changed over the years. When I was younger, I really liked action and violence, and of course, sex. I think males never tire of sexual activity in movies. They may not want to admit it, but the thrill to see something sexual is always there. Doesn't mean that you should indulge in it, but it is there. Sometimes I still enjoy a little bit of the violence in films, although I certainly enjoy a good story. And my views on films have changed. Even until recently, my views on films and cinema have changed. And I'll get into that perhaps a little bit later on how I believe films have shaped society in some ways for good and in some ways for bad, maybe more ways for bad than for good. I haven't examined the facts on it that much yet, but there are a few things that I see that that cinema over the years has not helped situations. In fact, they've exacerbated problems, and sometimes people come away looking at films and they change their perspective, and it's not necessarily a true perspective, and the movie is basically a false narrative of reality, which film is, and also with what the news media is. Also a news junkie. And what I've seen as far as the news goes, and the rapid forms of censorship, often people try to deny, or they will deny that there is censorship. But I don't think they're really, those that believe that are not really looking very hard. And I've come to some realizations as well. Censorship is a form of gaslighting. They're trying to fool with your perceptions on what is right and wrong, and what is the best solution to a problem. And this is something that seems rather problematic. And what do you do about it? How do you best go about it? About this problematic problem? These are some questions I have. One of the things I also have questions on are about diet, exercise, and health. I am type 2 diabetic. The longest I have fasted for, and I've said this many times on my podcast before, but is almost 6 days. But by the fifth day, about 3 in the morning, the need to eat became rather overwhelming, and I'm stuck with a lot of thoughts, and I don't know what the best solution to do about the loss of parents. And a lot of people are stuck in their homes right now, and all of the things that many people used to do, they can no longer do. It's kind of frustrating and kind of sad. And not only do we have to wear a mask at the places that are open, we're also forbidden to speak or talk about certain subjects because people consider them dangerous to the masses. And maybe they are. Again, it's always been gaslighters and tyrants that want to gaslight. And not want you to ask questions. And, the thing of it is, once you kind of become wise to certain things, they find a way to shut you down. Now, besides being a movie fan, I've been a political junkie for years. I remember, even as a kid, watching shows like the McLaughlin Group, watching Donahue and Oprah, and I remember Morton Downey, who was really entertaining, but I don't necessarily know if he is good for the country and good for the country's emotional state. But right now, I don't know if America is in a good emotional state. At least on my end, I see a lot of censorship, which is a kind of gaslighting. When someone censors you, then gaslights you, at this point, I feel they're telling you everything you need to know about them. And perhaps it's best to avoid that person because you're not getting anywhere if they try to deceive you. Their views are held on by their ego. And you can't defeat a person, or you can't, not necessarily defeat, but you cannot reason with a person whose ego is settled in with his opinion, and he certainly cannot be moved. So you are wasting your time. Anyway, this is going to be a rather short show. I'm not going to make it too long. I usually do my shows rather short. But I am on Minds. I have a Stoic Calm group on Minds. I'd like people to come and join that because I think that Stoicism is perhaps an important value to have. I believe America was at one time a rather Stoic country. It's not anymore, and it's become far more contentious and argumentative. I believe that there are reasons for this, which I will go into later. But I just wanted to do a short thing on myself, and hopefully Joe will also do a show and maybe describe himself a little bit, his likes and dislikes. Well, this has been Transparency and Merit. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Visit our website, the Organization of Transparency and Merit.com. We are on Minds, Facebook. Well, Facebook Facebook has restricted me. I'm on Twitter, Transparency and Merit on Twitter. But if you find this interesting, and you, perhaps the few people that listen, if they ever want to have a conversation, they should absolutely feel free. So I do bid you well, and I want to say to strive to be calm, and strive to become, I would say, Stoic calm. Thank you for listening.